Transición energética, infraestructura, ecosistemas, academia, industria y gobierno. Industria 4.0 y sostenibilidad. Transformación digital. Colombia 2040. 22 y 23 de febrero de 2023 en la Universidad Javeriana. Organizan Facultad de Ingeniería e iNNpulsa. Colombia 2040, Desafíos y Oportunidades. Un espacio de diálogo sobre los principales temas que debemos definir en el país. El análisis, la opinión y la evidencia en un solo lugar. Industria, gobierno y academia juntas. 5 foros. Transición energética, infraestructura, ecosistemas, academia, industria y gobierno. Industria 4.0 y sostenibilidad. Transformación digital. Colombia 2040. 22 y 23 de febrero de 2023 en la Universidad Javeriana. Organizan Facultad de Ingeniería e iNNpulsa. Colombia 2040, Desafíos y Oportunidades. Un espacio de diálogo sobre los principales temas que debemos definir en el país. El análisis, la opinión y la evidencia en un solo lugar. Industria, gobierno y academia juntas. 5 foros. Transición energética, infraestructura, ecosistemas, academia, industria y gobierno. Industria 4.0 y sostenibilidad. Transformación digital. Colombia 2040. 22 y 23 de febrero de 2023 en la Universidad Javeriana. Organizan Facultad de Ingeniería e iNNpulsa. Colombia 2040, Desafíos y Oportunidades. Un espacio de diálogo sobre los principales temas que debemos definir en el país. El análisis, la opinión y la evidencia en un solo lugar. Industria, gobierno y academia juntas. 5 foros. Transición energética, infraestructura, ecosistemas, academia, industria y gobierno. Industria 4.0 y sostenibilidad. Transformación digital. Colombia 2040. 22 y 23 de febrero de 2023 en la Universidad Javeriana. Organizan Facultad de Ingeniería e iNNpulsa. Colombia 2040, Desafíos y Oportunidades. Un espacio de diálogo sobre los principales temas que debemos definir en el país. El análisis, la opinión y la evidencia en un solo lugar. Industria, gobierno y academia juntas. 5 foros. Transición energética, infraestructura, ecosistemas, academia, industria y gobierno. Industria 4.0 y sostenibilidad. Transformación digital. Colombia 2040. 22 y 23 de febrero de 2023 en la Universidad Javeriana. Organizan Facultad de Ingeniería e iNNpulsa. Colombia 2040, Desafíos y Oportunidades. Un espacio de diálogo sobre los principales temas que debemos definir en el país. El análisis, la opinión y la evidencia en un solo lugar. Industria, gobierno y academia juntas. 5 foros. Transición energética, infraestructura, ecosistemas, academia, industria y gobierno. Industria 4.0 y sostenibilidad. Transformación digital. Colombia 2040. 22 y 23 de febrero de 2023 en la Universidad Javeriana. Organizan Facultad de Ingeniería e iNNpulsa. Colombia 2040, Desafíos y Oportunidades. Un espacio de diálogo sobre los principales temas que debemos definir en el país. El análisis, la opinión y la evidencia en un solo lugar. Industria, gobierno y academia juntas. 5 foros. Transición energética, infraestructura, ecosistemas, academia, industria y gobierno. Industria 4.0 y sostenibilidad. Transformación digital. Colombia 2040. 22 y 23 de febrero de 2023 en la Universidad Javeriana. Organizan Facultad de Ingeniería e iNNpulsa. Colombia 2040, Desafíos y Oportunidades. Un espacio de diálogo sobre los principales temas que debemos definir en el país. El análisis, la opinión y la evidencia en un solo lugar. Industria, gobierno y academia juntas. 5 foros. transición energética, infraestructura, ecosistemas, academia, industria y gobierno, industria 4.0 y sostenibilidad, transformación digital, Colombia 2040, 22 y 23 de febrero de 2023 en la Universidad Javeriana. Organizan Facultad de Ingeniería e iNNpulsa. Colombia 2040, Desafíos y Oportunidades. Un espacio de diálogo sobre los principales temas que debemos definir en el país. El análisis, la opinión y la evidencia en un solo lugar. Industria, gobierno y academia juntas. 5 foros. Transición energética, infraestructura, ecosistemas, academia, industria y gobierno, industria 4.0 y sostenibilidad, transformación digital, Colombia 2040, 22 y 23 de febrero de 2023 en la Universidad Javeriana. Organizan Facultad de Ingeniería e iNNpulsa. Colombia 2040, Desafíos y Oportunidades. Un espacio de diálogo sobre los principales temas que debemos definir en el país. El análisis, la opinión y la evidencia en un solo lugar. Industria, gobierno y academia juntas. 5 foros. Transición energética, infraestructura, ecosistemas, academia, industria y gobierno, industria 4.0 y sostenibilidad, transformación digital, Colombia 2040, 22 y 23 de febrero de 2023 en la Universidad Javeriana. Organizan Facultad de Ingeniería e iNNpulsa. Colombia 2040, Desafíos y Oportunidades. Un espacio de diálogo sobre los principales temas que debemos definir en el país. El análisis, la opinión y la evidencia en un solo lugar. Industria, gobierno y academia juntas. 5 foros. Transición energética, infraestructura, ecosistemas, academia, industria y gobierno, industria 4.0 y sostenibilidad, transformación digital, Colombia 2040, 22 y 23 de febrero de 2023 en la Universidad Javeriana. Organizan Facultad de Ingeniería e iNNpulsa. Colombia 2040, Desafíos y Oportunidades. Un espacio de diálogo sobre los principales temas que debemos definir en el país. El análisis, la opinión y la evidencia en un solo lugar. Industria, gobierno y academia juntas. 5 foros. Transición energética, infraestructura, ecosistemas, academia, industria y gobierno, industria 4.0 y sostenibilidad, transformación digital, Colombia 2040, 22 y 23 de febrero de 2023 en la Universidad Javeriana. Organizan Facultad de Ingeniería e iNNpulsa. Colombia 2040, Desafíos y Oportunidades. Un espacio de diálogo sobre los principales temas que debemos definir en el país. El análisis, la opinión y la evidencia en un solo lugar. Industria, gobierno y academia juntas. 5 foros. Transición energética, infraestructura, ecosistemas, academia, industria y gobierno, industria 4.0 y sostenibilidad, transformación digital, Colombia 2040, 22 y 23 de febrero de 2023 en la Universidad Javeriana. Organizan Facultad de Ingeniería e iNNpulsa. Colombia 2040, Desafíos y Oportunidades. Un espacio de diálogo sobre los principales temas que debemos definir en el país. El análisis, la opinión y la evidencia en un solo lugar. Industria, gobierno y academia juntas. 5 foros. Transición energética, infraestructura, ecosistemas, academia, industria y gobierno, industria 4.0 y sostenibilidad, transformación digital, Colombia 2040, 22 y 23 de febrero de 2023 en la Universidad Javeriana. Organizan Facultad de Ingeniería e iNNpulsa. Colombia 2040, Desafíos y Oportunidades. Un espacio de diálogo sobre los principales temas que debemos definir en el país. El análisis, la opinión y la evidencia en un solo lugar. Industria, gobierno y academia juntas. 5 foros. transición energética, infraestructura, ecosistemas, academia, industria y gobierno, industria 4.0 y sostenibilidad, transformación digital, Colombia 2040, 22 y 23 de febrero de 2023 en la Universidad Javeriana. Organizan Facultad de Ingeniería e iNNpulsa. Colombia 2040, Desafíos y Oportunidades. Un espacio de diálogo sobre los principales temas que debemos definir en el país. El análisis, la opinión y la evidencia en un solo lugar. Industria, gobierno y academia juntas. 5 foros. Transición energética, infraestructura, ecosistemas, academia, industria y gobierno, industria 4.0 y sostenibilidad, transformación digital, Colombia 2040, 22 y 23 de febrero de 2023 en la Universidad Javeriana. Organizan Facultad de Ingeniería e iNNpulsa. Colombia 2040, Desafíos y Oportunidades. Un espacio de diálogo sobre los principales temas que debemos definir en el país. El análisis, la opinión y la evidencia en un solo lugar. Industria, gobierno y academia juntas. 5 foros. Transición energética, infraestructura, ecosistemas, academia, industria y gobierno, industria 4.0 y sostenibilidad, transformación digital, Colombia 2040, 22 y 23 de febrero.
Bienvenidos. La Pontificia Universidad Javeriana y la Facultad de Ingeniería, con el apoyo del Ministerio de Comercio, Industria y Turismo e iNNpulsa Colombia, les dan una cordial bienvenida a Colombia 2040, Oportunidades y Desafíos, evento en el que se reúnen la academia, la industria y el gobierno para contribuir a la transformación de Colombia. Este espacio busca favorecer discusiones que permitan escuchar las diferentes perspectivas que existen sobre los retos que enfrenta el país en temas de transición energética, industria 4.0 y sostenibilidad, infraestructura, transformación digital, academia, industria y gobierno, y visualizar las acciones prioritarias que Colombia debe emprender como país para asegurar un futuro competitivo y sostenible. En la mañana de hoy preside este evento el rector de la Pontificia Universidad Javeriana, Padre Jorge Humberto Peláez Piedrahita, de la Compañía de Jesús, quien está acompañado por las siguientes personas. Doctor Guido Zaraco, rector del Politécnico de Torino. Padre Luis Fernando Munera, rector designado de la Pontificia Universidad Javeriana. Doctor Jairo Humberto Cifuentes Madrid, secretario general de la Pontificia Universidad Javeriana. Doctor Luis David Prieto Martínez, vicerrector académico. Doctora Astrid Liliana Sánchez Mejía, vicerrectora de investigación. Ingeniero Lope Hugo Barrero Solano, decano de la Facultad de Ingeniería. En nuestro auditorio también están presentes los directivos de las facultades e invitados especiales. Para iniciar, los invito a ponerse de pie para entonar el himno nacional de la República de Colombia.
Sur,
A continuación se dirige a ustedes el padre Jorge Humberto Peláez Piedradita de la Compañía de Jesús, rector de la Pontificia Universidad Javeriana, quien hará la instalación del evento.
Esto con tacones altos es un peligro mortal. Un afectuoso saludo de bienvenida a la Facultad de Ingeniería de la Javeriana. Rector Guido Saracco del Politécnico de Torino, aliado muy estrecho de la Javeriana durante muchísimos años, vicerrectores, secretario general, decanas, decanos, profesores, invitados especiales, amigas y amigos. Un saludo fraterno a todas las personas que ayer y hoy hemos hecho una pausa en las ajetreadas agendas para dialogar sobre el futuro de nuestro país. Panelistas con mucha experiencia y conocimientos en diversos temas que sirven desde diversos roles y posiciones. Han venido aquí para enriquecer las ideas, los tiempos y los pasos que nos permitirán tener un país en paz y con posibilidades de crecimiento sostenible y justo para nuestros ciudadanos. Un saludo especial al profesor Guido Saracco, rector del Politécnico de Torino, quien compartirá con nosotros su experiencia en la construcción y desarrollo de ecosistemas eficientes para el trabajo conjunto entre el gobierno, la industria y la academia. Agradecemos su presencia en este espacio. La universidad que usted lidera tiene una larga tradición de aportes al desarrollo global, con proyectos tan importantes y actuales como Mimosa, que busca contribuir al diseño de la nueva generación de aviones sostenibles, o el proyecto Melodizer, en consorcio con 18 instituciones de 9 países para desarrollar unas membranas que permitan el reuso de agua industrial potenciado por energías limpias, o el poli-RNA, que busca crear nuevas posibilidades para curar enfermedades neuromusculares y fallas cardíacas. Nos enorgullece la larga y gran alianza que nuestra universidad tiene con el Politécnico de Torino. Saludo también muy especialmente a los ministros de Estado, viceministros, representantes del gobierno nacional, presidentes de empresas muy importantes del país, líderes de innovación empresariales y directivos universitarios que nos acompañan y que desde el principio, con mucho entusiasmo, han aceptado nuestra invitación para dialogar. Nos complace que la Universidad Javeriana sea un espacio donde las ideas caben y donde, con el riesgo de sonar a frase de cajón, podamos construir desde las diferencias. Aquí se pueden escuchar todas las voces, todos los puntos de vista, todas las ofertas. Bienvenidos el sector público, el sector privado, todas las ideologías, todas las escuelas. Somos Maloca, casa común. No es una coincidencia que el Papa Francisco haya designado a la Javeriana como la universidad líder en la línea Ecología Integral y Tecnología del Pacto Educativo Global, una iniciativa para que construyamos juntos y para que la educación sea un medio sustantivo para la creación del futuro de nuestra casa común. En este marco, Colombia 2040, el nombre que le hemos dado a este foro, es un espacio para dialogar, para escuchar, para proponer una conversación racional. Es un nombre que nos invita a construir una visión conjunta sobre cómo avanzar para llegar al país que soñamos, en paz, democrático y sostenible. El momento no puede ser más oportuno. Se están discutiendo y se discutirán muy pronto reformas al trabajo, a las pensiones, a la salud y al campo, a la ruralidad del país. Se da este debate en la mitad de condiciones económicas complejas, no solo para Colombia, sino para el mundo entero. Hace unos días, en el contexto de una visita auspiciada por la Vicerrectoría de Investigación que nos hicieron los directivos del Banco Mundial a la universidad para dialogar sobre emprendimiento innovador, conversamos con preocupación sobre el crecimiento económico que se espera en la región latinoamericana, que será posiblemente el más bajo en todo el mundo. En el diálogo que proponemos, comprendemos que los grandes objetivos están claros. Sin embargo, somos conscientes de que no hemos alcanzado consenso sobre las acciones concretas y los tiempos en que deben ser emprendidas. Para construir el camino, les propongo que tengamos una convicción inamovible que nos pide escuchar, reconocer que podemos estar equivocados y abrirnos a la discusión y a la construcción conjunta. En este evento podremos contribuir al diálogo en materia de transición energética, de infraestructura, de competitividad empresarial, transformación digital y sostenibilidad. ¿Cómo ir avanzando? Es la pregunta de antes y la pregunta de ahora. Creemos profundamente desde la academia que espacios como este son absolutamente necesarios, no para dar popularidad a una idea u otra, sino para enriquecer las ideas de unos y otros. Agradezco a los organizadores, la Facultad de Ingeniería, y a nuestro aliado iNNpulsa y su gerente general, el doctor Hernán Ceballos, por creer y apoyar el desarrollo de este espacio. Les deseo una jornada fructífera de la que esperamos no necesariamente llegar a conclusiones finales. En algunos casos, solo llegar a unas buenas preguntas que tendremos que seguir revisando será suficiente. Y en otros casos será valioso simplemente tener claro dónde hay diferencias notables de aproximación para la Colombia del 2040. Bienvenido siempre el diálogo, bienvenidos siempre todos y todas a la Universidad Javeriana. Muchas gracias.
Bueno, agradecemos la intervención del padre rector. De esta manera damos paso a la conferencia principal titulada Construyendo ecosistemas y universidades, a cargo del rector del Politécnico de Torino, profesor Guido Zaraco. Les recuerdo que esta conferencia es en inglés. Para las personas que estén interesadas, contamos con equipos de traducción simultánea, los cuales pueden reclamar con su documento de identidad a la salida del auditorio. El doctor Guido Zaraco es doctor en Ingeniería Química, miembro de la Academia de Ciencias de Turín desde el 2015, y la actividad investigadora del profesor Zaraco se ha desarrollado principalmente en el área de fotoquímica, con más de 500 publicaciones en su haber. Fue elegido rector del Politécnico de Turín, una de las universidades más antiguas y prestigiosas de Europa. Profesor Zaraco, bienvenido.
Ok, vale. Thank you very much, and thank you very much for inviting me, dear rector, dear vice rectors, dear deans, dear directors of these universities and of other universities from Colombia, dear representatives of the government and of the industries that are here gathered around for this interesting conference that has similar events also in Italy. All the world is trying to find a way out of this terrible mess we are in today. The slides are in Italian, but I guess that you may catch the meanings. I will speak in English. Maybe some Spanish word will come out of my mouth because I'm like a chameleon. Whenever I go to a place, I start being like that place. Okay. The title is Universities as Propellers of Society. It's never been like that before, in my view. Since, here you are. Oh, aspetta. Aquí. Ok. Este es un video que no... Okay. History has been very boring, I would say. You just were born in a family, and depending on that family, you stayed there for a long time, and there was no mean to take the social lift. Until the Industrial Revolution came, there was an explosion in population. The rhythm of technologies is changing so fast. And also the types of jobs are changing so fast that we have to change a model. We have been serving as a technical university, Politecnico di Torino, the Industrial Revolution. We were born in 1859, a couple of years before the MIT, and that's the only time we were ahead of them. But we were asked for 150 years to deliver professionals for the Industrial Revolution. They should have gone to industry to produce new products, new services, and that's it. The industry was the main engine of economics, and politics were about to modulate, to regulate with an alternating left and right wing leaving economy go, and the left wing redistributing wealthiness. Now, this is impossible because if I don't change in real time what I'm teaching, the engineers that get out of 5 years of a tunnel do not recognize the world that they were taught. So this means a change. And we decided to change at the Politecnico di Torino with a new strategic plan that was with my rectorate. It's 5 years, 5 years ago. It was decided by my university. It's called Polito for Impact. So we get out of the ivory tower where we were asked only to do good education and fundamental research, and we move to co-design education with industry or with governmental bodies, co-design applied research, promote technology transfer, and also share knowledge with society. Because if people in democracies fear technology and fear the change, we are in big troubles. We need to get out of the ivory tower. We need to take our people, our population with us along a new pathway of development that must be inclusive. We must reduce inequalities. It must be sustainable. We must, and the planet is not at a risk. We as humans are at a risk. The planet will find new balances. We are at a risk. So, we developed a strategy for a country that is Italy, that is very nice, and it was organized as Colombia. Colombia is exceptionally nice. It has been a pleasure to see a small part of it, but to learn about the rest. It is organized with districts. We have the district of fashion, the district of textile industry, the district of automotive, the district of renewable energy. And based on these districts, new alliances with universities should be formed. In Torino, where we are located, we have the aerospace district, the automotive district, and then we have very good hospitals and health system, and we are keen on ecological transition as well, and agronomics and agri-tech. You cannot do anything well. You have to select where to invest to create critical mass to push your industry, your production ecosystems. And this is what we did. Serving what is called the knowledge economy. By the way, universities are the temple of knowledge, where knowledge is transferred to new professionals, and knowledge is created by research. There has been a discussion in Lisbon in the beginning of this century, and the new strategy was delivered. That has unfortunately been never applied significantly. It was the triple helix of innovation, of progress, according to which universities, the government, and industries should have been cooperating to produce a new development pathway. On top of this triple helix, new actors have come and conquered the role. The bank foundation in Italy are very, very important. They left the way to be of help for people by putting specific money on some critical issues, and they decided to invest with leverage effect on the progress. So they are present there. I don't know the situation in Colombia, unfortunately, but they are essential partners in this. Then we have the Association of Industrial Companies. Also, the unions. Since the job is changing so dramatically, have decided to be more intelligent, to take a role in trying to find a way out. Not just quarreling with the managers to get better working conditions. The point is that if you don't find a way, there will be no more jobs in the way we are conceiving them. And then a fifth actor is the next generation. We have to think now, and the title of this conference, Colombia 2040, addresses the new generation, and we need to think of them, not only of us at the time being. Our university was created in that building in 1859. Then over this stadium, the new site of the engineering was created in 1959. I was born in 1965. I have had a chance to live in a building that is side by side of this site. This is the entrance of the Polytechnic of Torino. And I could see how this university affected the town around. Close by, there is this building that used to be by Fiat Engineering, is close by, and the Avvocato Agnelli used to come with the helicopter and go back when Fiat was dominating Torino. Torino reached 1,200,000 people in 1974, but then has been diminishing because there was no much production as it used to be. Now we are less than 900,000. And we have to find a way out. But that building is an example of how a university that devotes to impact changes the town, because it's now full of companies that cooperate with us. And we are also in there with our artificial intelligence laboratories. On the other side, there you can see one of those buildings is my building when I was born and grew until 33. In this area, there used to be the maintenance of railway carriages, and it has completely been bought and renewed by Politecnico in the year 90s. It is very similar to what happened here with the Gregoriana, starting in 54 on a building that is still there, and now expanding everywhere. It's huge. I did not expect to see what I saw. And my congratulations to what you did in these decades and what you are planning to do. Now, this old have now become, I have to go back. Okay. Has now become this. This is the first doubling of the Politecnico di Torino, where we have the incubator for companies. We had the largest in Europe research center by General Motors, with 800 people working inside the campus. We are hosting companies inside the campus, co-designing with them, and also delivering open innovation, which means the company needs to have a new development, and a small company is born on that, with our researcher involved several times. And this is the way innovation takes place. But on top of that, in other buildings, the foundations, the bank foundation I mentioned before, have created this OGR Tech, where additional companies are there, and where we also have events, very nice events. This is the OGR Tech. So we are living with innovation, with new companies, with startups, and also with companies that come inside the campus and have, because we need to co-design with them our new research and education pathways. We have built new classrooms that are very modern, and our students have grown in the last 10 years from 25 to nearly 40,000 students, which for an engineering, we are only engineering architecture, is huge. We have also created a teaching and language laboratory for professors, because professors need to change the way they are teaching. I call it the beauty farm of my professors, because it's difficult to convince them, but at the end of the story, out of 1,000, already 400 of these have followed the new courses and have enjoyed, and now they share good practices to be more effective in delivering the teaching. We are now building, getting rid of the cars, so building underground parking place. I saw this, this is just the opposite way to do, but in any case, fine. And over this square, we are going to build additional nice buildings. For instance, I'm so sorry. We're going to invest about $500 million. In the campus, we are going to build a digital revolution house that is going to be hosting the students' teams working on developing new things, the master school, but also all our interdisciplinary laboratories on the development of digital solutions. We are also going to build new spaces in the town. This is Torino Esposizioni. We're going to get half of that for the architecture classrooms and research centers. This is close to the Castello del Valentino, where the architecture now is present. So we are having a full architecture campus along the Po River. We have in Manifattura Tabacchi, that used to be a company for tobacco. We are going to have our archives of all our say, museum items, and together with the University of Torino and with the state of Italy, we are going to have a campus devoted to social inclusion. So the students are going to go there to conceive in open labs solutions. And I learned by David Prieto that you have also this way of educating students by solving practical problems, maybe in that barrio over there, to get the best way of handling water or energy. And this is the stuff that we need to do, because we have similarities. Also, Torino has strong inequalities inside the town. And this is quite a problem, because if you leave someone out of the development, it's going to be a mess. We have baby gangs coming from those barrios to the center of Torino, and I'm afraid of my son that is getting out, and so on. This is similar stuff. We cannot afford competition to dig so big differences in society. In Mirafiori, where there used to be 200,000 cars produced per year, we are building additional 20,000 meters to have laboratories interdisciplinary for the new sustainable mobility. Stellantis, the new company born by the joining of Fiat, Chrysler Automobile, and Peugeot, is going to invest in this, but the state is investing in this. I mean, gathering $500 million was one of my prevalent tasks, and it's coming from many, many sources, but it's serving a single strategic plan. Around this, you may have also attraction of companies. I will come back to this point. In Corso Marche, where there is Leonardo, that is a company for planes and several other things. Thales Alenia Space, who is building the modules of the space station, international station, and also of the Chinese space international station, because we are good at that, is there. And also Altec is a small Houston, where they are controlling the mission of the space international station. We are going to build there, in this building, 12,000 square meters of laboratories for the aerospace engineering. And in Environment Park, we are going to take the lead. It's a company that is managing a technopark on the ecological transition, the sustainability, and we're going to take the lead, investing in that, becoming the designing the general manager. And around those places, Torino has, okay, no, I have to go, okay. Around those places, there is room for hosting companies that are getting there. We call them knowledge and innovation communities, because we bring knowledge, so the university gets out of the ivory tower and goes there to deliver the knowledge required in that specific area of impact for industry and for society. But we also are going to do, depending on agreements with the companies of the different ecosystems, the applied research that is needed by those companies and by these small, medium enterprises. There are so many in Italy, 90%, and cannot afford to pay for their own research. So being a public university that devotes by its choice, its effort towards applied research means a lot for those companies, and is a way to turn public money into industry with ethical issues respected, but it helps a lot the ecosystem. We have to work together to get progress. It's no more the time that by single competition between companies and the university is just serving this system by educating and doing a fundamental research. This does not work any longer, especially when after the globalization and the attempt that we have to spur to go back and deglobalize and create ecosystem locally. Otherwise, we are hit too much, because we are not playing the same game of China. I mean, we transferred a lot of working places in China as a country, because the cost of the labor was low, but because they were not considering the laborers properly, they were polluting the environment, and so it makes it easy to have low wages. We have to get out of that period, to be honest. In the knowledge and innovation communities, you deliver education, but not just the education of academia. You also deliver continuous education. You deliver upskilling and reskilling of company people. And you do that. University does that because we are doing research. We are cutting edge in the development of the technologies that are getting places in society. And we are also teaching professional education, like the Fachhochschulen in Germany. It's a technical way of it. They are not becoming engineers, but they are going to become specialized technicians. We are delivering applied research in the same area of impact. We are delivering technology transfer, which means patents, which means startups, which means innovation challenges for small, medium enterprises. And also, we are sharing knowledge with common people. In the Città dell'Aerospazio, in Corso Marche, where Leonardo, Thales, we are going to have a space museum, and the people will come and see. And the kids get in love with technology and would like to then study at Polytechnic or at the University of Torino and serve the ecosystem. Do not fear. Be confident that through science, technology, and ethics, we're going to find a way out. We can, by these means, by the co-designing of the education, fill the gap between offer and demand. Sometimes a company wants a professional and it cannot find on the market. We need to close this gap. We have a problem in Italy because people stay too long in the university and it's expensive. We calculate that on average we spend $200,000 per person, and several times, because our wages are lower than the average of Europe, they go abroad. Ciao. This is a mess for our country. And I guess that you're also feeling some of this in Colombia, this for sure. So we need to be fast, and we need to keep the students in the ecosystem by delivering such a beauty and attracting area. We then need to transfer the knowledge of university into companies. This is technology transfer, and we have a very good incubator. It was awarded like the best incubator in the world in 2019, the best incubator with the public shareholders. And then the most important goal of these ecosystems, this knowledge innovation community, is to create new jobs, is to attract companies, create companies, startups, attract companies from abroad. Now there is a progress in progress, the so-called reshoring. The companies that went to China now are leaving China. China has changed a lot, its posture. And this is an opportunity for us. Meanwhile, we are creating this knowledge innovation community. We already sell places around to companies that wish to come, like bees to the honey, because we deliver them anything that is needed. Of course, we need to do that professionally because there are competitors. We need to speak a single language in all the bodies of the society, the politicians, and we have a left-wing major and a right-wing president of the region, and it's complex. The university should be allied. I appreciated very much the fact that the Javeriana feels responsible for the entire system, and we have also excellent other universities that are gathered, but it's correct. Competition between or among universities of the same country is stupid. Now the competition is among ecosystems in the world. We need to gather. As a public university in particularly, because we are funded, half of our budget is coming from the state, half is coming from initiatives. So this is the big chance. This is the big chance for Torino to go back to what it was, a manufacturing town full of new enterprises, modern ones, and stop crying because Fiat has gone away, has become something different, and stop wishing to have manpower that works on a production chain, because we need to provide new knowledge, new capacities to people. Any kind of people, I told you, not just engineers. That is top class. Let's move on. When you attract companies in these areas that you see, all around the city is going to change, because we are attracting families. We are attracting brains, passions. And also the town must change around. The school should become better. The mobility should become better. We have a good point in Torino because we have a low cost of apartments, especially compared to Milano, that is 40 minutes by train, less than a half. This is a plus. The excellence of university is a plus, the cost, low cost, and the way we are organizing ourselves. Milan is still competing. It's a bit oriented the way it was growing and becoming best, but this is no more the way to go, I guess. We have now 39,000 students. During my rectorate, we have doubled the number of PhD students from 700 to 1,500. PhD students are doing applied research several times. There is also a module that is called industrial doctorate that spends part of the time in the companies. Of course, these people must publish and publish well. Also, our technical administrative staff has increased, and our professor shifted from 950 to 1,290. So we are growing. There is one weak point compared to Javeriana. The ratio between the number of students and the professor is not favorable. You have a bit more than a half of the students, but as much as that as professor, which means smaller classrooms, more time to discuss with the students, and this is the way to go, because we need to feed their critical sense. We need to have what they call student-centered learning. They should learn themselves, not just get information through a transmissive way. My motto is, we need to teach students to invent their own job. This is 5.0. Jobs are changing. If we just adapt to this change, we are always trying to change things. We need to give them canne da pesca, I don't know to become good fishermen and create their own jobs. This was an epistemologist that was studying how we are thinking. There is a vertical thinking, pensiero verticale, and there is a lateral thinking or diverging thinking. The way we have been educating our students has always been on the vertical side. Strong scientific background, and then technologies, methodologies. Our engineers were a bit nerd. This is the term in the US. A bit dry. I was this kind of engineer. We need to feed the part of creativity of the students. And I've seen a lot of good points here in this university. You're actually doing this. Our brain has two sides. For those that are right-handed like me, the left part is for the vertical thinking, for logics, linearity, rational, analytical thinking. But the right part is the side of creativity, of imagination, of intuition, of emotion, of humor. A computer will never be humoristic. It's difficult. Humor is, there was a very difficult surgery, and the patient opens his eyes and sees this person and says, "Oh, doctor, how was that?" "I'm not the doctor, I'm St. Peter." This is something that cannot be now with the ChatGPT or this kind of stuff. Yet, I would say. So for this means, we have created an honor program school with new modules, new types of pedagogics that are needed to stimulate creativity. One example is our students team. We have 35 students team developing the fastest sailing boat, the robots, formula student, the fastest possible bicycle, and so on. They are entering these clubs at the beginning of their 5 years, and they become members. It's fascinating, and they are from different disciplines, of course. We have launched a module that is called Grandi Sfide, and also a module called Intraprendenti. Intraprendenti, already in the bachelor, they start thinking of how to create a company. Or there is another branch, how to do scientific research, assisted by a tutor in a laboratory. So the students actually enter the laboratories for research. We have also launched a module called Grandi Sfide, big challenges, 6 big challenges for humanity in the second year of the bachelor, after the first year where you have mathematics 1, 2, physics, informatics, chemistry, so hard sciences. And they get out of that are a bit left brain oriented. We open their mind and they select one big challenge, 3,000 engineers in the second year, divide into classrooms, divide into groups of 6 to 10, 8 people of different discipline, and they are assisted by a humanist and a technologist, giving their views on climate change, the health of the future, how to move sustainably, how to reduce inequalities in society, which is also a technological issue. And this let them keep open creativity and critical thinking. We have challenges in the masters. They are close to become professionals. They work on challenges that are brought, and the companies pay by companies. There are 2 advantages for companies. They may get some innovation from the students. Startups are being created before graduation. Patents have been issued, but especially they know the best students and they can hire them. There is a headhunting in the hottest disciplines like computer science and artificial intelligence, data science, and so forth. We have also an alliance with the Politecnico di Milano, Alta Scuola Politecnica, where we are working together with the best students in the master classes. We need to serve mass production of engineers and architects, but we also need to give those that are more talent the opportunity to exploit it. And this Alta Scuola Politecnica goes in this direction. Okay, I'm close to get to the end. Don't forget of continuous education. It should be a right of people now because of this changing of the world. And in the master school, we are doing masters, we are delivering micro-credential, and we are also delivering double degrees, which means not here and here the same degree. They can take two masters in a shortened time, because now knowledge is never enough. And in some cases, you can do fast. We have to leave the illuministic attitude to be vertical and open to interdisciplinary. We have created a center where we hired professors for human and social sciences, and they are helping to contaminate our education and research. And we are doing one nice thing. Since technology is changing society, the politicians, the administrative people, the international cooperators, the policymakers, the managers should be aware of that. And we are creating masters for them. We have been creating masters with all these kind of disciplines, with the best political schools in Italy, with the United Nations for policy making and international cooperation. Because when you go to Africa to do international cooperation, depending on the context, you need to use the right technologies and propose something that is not just creating a school old style. Now, Digitalization of everything is now needed, and we can help. We can help also in delivering fundamental economy, the goods for human beings, a good way of good apartments, good water, good energy is now in our hands as well, in part. And what I suggested to my Ministry of Education is to create a foresight study center for the nation to establish a trajectory that is then kept for a while at least. And this is not present in Italy, and it is present in several other European countries. But we need politics to become more knowledge-laden and more realistic and less populistic. This is the same everywhere. Everywhere in Italy is the same. It's utopistic, I don't know. I'm going to do my best. Finally, Italy is suffering from denatality. And I heard that also you are producing less babies here in Colombia than before. We are going to lose in Italy, out of 60 million in 50 years, we are going to lose 13 million people, more or less. A lot. And we are also growing older. And now the part of our population that is producing is 60%. Then we have the education, and they are the old people. It's going to become 50%. So less people working, it's going to be a disaster. And people do not feel it yet so hard. And for this reason, we need, with this creation of new job, this spur of the economy, to get back confidence to our families, to produce more babies. We are the countries in the world with the highest fertility gap, which is the difference between the son and daughter, that the children we wish and the children we have. And also, we should keep an eye on immigration. There is a place in the world where the total poor people are increasing, and it is the sub-Saharan Africa. Since the beginning of the century, 100 million new poor people, and these people are escaping this sad reality and are going to flood Europe and Italy. We need to let those countries grow. And I'm conceiving international relationship with this habit, this posture. I would like to go and teach in Kenya and bring maybe also our companies to grow, let them grow in a sustainable way. Otherwise, we are out of business with the climate change. 1,400,000 people are going to want to grow the way we want it to grow, or they leave this place and they create geopolitical problems. Also South America, with its 600 million people, has to change their, South America is much better. Latin America is much better than Africa, of course. But also needs to find a new way. And Italy, depending on 80% of fossil fuel, also needs to find a new way. I mean, we have similar problems. So that's the best condition for an effective cooperation. And I hope that some of the things that we are doing in Italy and in Politecnico di Torino, that is a white fly, I have to say, in the Italian university. Most universities play the former game still nowadays, can be helpful to set new cooperation with Pontificia, from the Javeriana University, the other university, but with the country, Colombia. That is my maybe main goal as a utopist. Thank you very much for your attention.
Agradecemos al doctor Zaraco su valiosa participación y damos paso a nuestro panel Ecosistema, Academia, Industria y Gobierno. Agradezco. Bueno, mientras tanto me va a permitir recordar a nuestros asistentes que en la parte posterior de su escarapela tienen 2 códigos QR, los cuales pueden escanear y encontrarán en ellos la agenda general de nuestro evento y el formulario
Colombia 2040, desafíos y oportunidades. Un espacio de diálogo sobre los principales temas que debemos definir en el país. El análisis, la opinión y la evidencia en un solo lugar. Industria, gobierno y academia juntas. 5 foros. Transición energética, infraestructura, ecosistemas, academia, industria y gobierno. Industria 4.0 y sostenibilidad. Transformación digital. Colombia 2040. 22 y 23 de febrero de 2023 en la Universidad Javeriana. Organizan